Hey everyone. I recently made a post that everyone seemed to be interested in talking about Stephanie St. Clair. And I figured I'd make another one about the recent breakthrough in the Christopher Harvey case. This was previously a cold case of the murder of Christopher Harvey, who was found stabbed to death in 1996 in Santa Ana, CA. As of May 3, 2022, his girlfriend at the time, Jade Benning, was arrested in suspicion of his murder, decades after it was committed. On January 4, 1996, police responded to a 911 call that a black man had broken into the apartment of Harvey and Benning, both 22 years old at the time, while they were sleeping, and had only fled after stabbing Harvey. When police arrived, Benning told him that she had been sleeping when she'd woken up at around 3 a.m. to Harvey fighting with the burglar. She got up to help him, and showed police that when she did, she was cut in the hand by the burglar's knife. Harvey had multiple stab wounds on his upper body, and ended up dying after being rushed to the hospital. When interviewed, neighbors said that they heard arguing for about 15 minutes before police arrived. No weapon was ever found, and no suspect was ever arrested. Detectives for this case told reporters at the time that it seemed like an attempted burglary gone wrong, and nobody was arrested. In 2001, Benning moved to Las Vegas, Nevada, before then relocating to Texas, and the case went cold until 26 years later, in January of 2020, when an anonymous letter implicating Benning for Harvey's murder was delivered to the Santa Ana Police Department. As of right now, there hasn't been any updates as to the contents of the letter or if they're researching who it came from. But, honestly, it's still a breaking story, and I'm sure there'll be more information released as the case is built and gets closer to trial. Anyway, once the police received this letter, they were able to reopen the case as well as conduct new forensic evidence testing. With the results of this testing, there was enough evidence to file a criminal complaint and issue a $1 million warrant for her arrest. Benning, now 48, was arrested around 2:20 p.m. on May 3, 2022 by agents from the Marshals Lone Star Fugitive Task Force near her residence in Austin, Texas. She now faces extradition from Texas to California. And that's pretty much the whole story. Not a lot more information to be found yet, but honestly, this is still a really new and developing story. Like I said, I'm really interested to follow along with this case and see what happens and really just find out more information about it. I know this isn't someone who has been convicted of murder, and right now everything is still alleged. But I'm really interested in keeping up with this case. This honestly isn't a new thing that has happened in recent years, what with the constant technological and forensic developments. Having cold cases suddenly see new breaks or even arrests due to old evidence showing something that was previously missed is something that I feel like has been happening more and more. But it's interesting to me to see a case unfold like this with updates. And AMP #X200B sources. If you like this, I also make episodes on my podcast A Murderous Affair, where I talk about women in history known for mayhem and murder. You can see it here if you're interested.